How's it going, everybody? My name is Splattercat, and it's been a little while, so I figured that we should revisit Serious Sam 3. So here we are in the next mission, Under the Iron Cloud. Welcome, and let's get this thing underway, because all research indicates that this is a really, really long mission.
Hey, baby. Was your daddy a pilot? Because you are really freaking ugly.
I don't know if you guys knew this, but most supervillains agree that all of your minions should be underclad. I don't know if you guys had ever heard about that, but you know.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
Alright, and there it is.
So.
The first wisecrack of the day. So, let's have a look around, because this mission seems like it's going to be the kind of place that's going to have everything in nooks and crannies. It seems like what is a nook and a cranny, by the way? I would assume that a nook is like an indentation. Is a cranny like an asperity or a bump? I don't know. I try not to think about little things like that, because that's the sort of stuff that nobody ever explains to you. And as I demolish this wall here, I do a little bit of civic reconstruction. Well, civic demolition, I guess. Let's keep... Oh, they're on top of the buildings. Okay. Will she... Yeah, that's what you get, bird lady. That's what you get. I'm gonna let fly on your ass. Not to be too promiscuous with my punnery, and I see something up above me. Oh, she's stuck on a wall. Well then. That seems to be a bit of an oddity. Hey now, you can't sideswipe me. That flies in the face of everything I care about. Okay, and so they have like a swoopy thing that they do, and I really have no way to shoot these ladies, so I guess I'll put a couple shoddy rounds on them maybe. I know that birdshot is aptly named because you hunt ducks and so forth with it, so perhaps I'll do better using it, although I can't guarantee. What was... Oh no! There we go. Ripped his eyeball out, but then I summarily dropped it. Well then, I guess we won't be taking it with us. We will just keep our eye on the prize and keep rolling forward. We will grab that health, and let's see here. We got another helmet to stack on top of our other helmet. And since this is the only gun that I feel like I've got a comfortable amount of ammo with, I'm just going to stick with it for now. Let me see if there's any way I can get rid of this shrieking monstrosity, because she's just awful sounding and it makes me unhappy. Can I jump that? No? Well, maybe there's another way around. Maybe from right there, possibly? Let's see. Let's see if we can get ourselves a secret here. And I can virtually guarantee you I'm going to have to break this episode into multiple parts. I have been taking a small break from it because I took a look ahead at the average playtime for some of these missions, and they were just absurdly long. Like, they were long enough to where you're like, oh my god, how am I going to fit this into a single playthrough? And so I've been debating the ways that I want to divide this up. I guess this is just here to pose as a mild annoyance, unless there's something up and overhead, perhaps. You know what? Oh, they all shoot little Kamehameha fireballs, and that is not okay. And they are just in bombardery mode. You guys ever seen a bombardier beetle? They're kind of like these ladies, except they kind of poop projectiles. Like, that is their advantage. That is what they... Hey now. That is what they do. They poop projectiles to knock their prey out of the air, and then they consume them covered in their own poo. Which is all kinds of gross, but we're not going to think about that. It works. As long as it gets the job done, you can't really disparage it for being unoriginal or disgusting, as long as you go home fed at night. And how much health do these things have? God. Let me see if I can find myself a little bit better of a position, and apparently they don't deal with friendly fire very well. And I don't feel like I have enough ammunition to take care of business here. I do feel like certain weapons are affecting them much better than others, outside the face of previous evidence. Like, I would assume that shotgun shells would work very well against these, but that does not appear to be the case. So I'm just going to keep moving and letting them scream their heads off. Hopefully we find a bit more ammunition. There we go. Because I am going to try and stockpile for later experiences, later ballistic adventures. But for now, it appears as though we are surrounded, which is never the tactical place that I would like to be. I'm going to flee back into this location right here, and let's wait till they line up on us so that we can figure out just what we're up against. God. There we are, and one thing I do like about this game is it doesn't waste time with words. Like, we're not concerned with storylines here. We're not concerned with crazy plot holes and crazy kind of creations. We're more or less concerned with the shooting and the looting and the scooting. and whenever one of those Nars comes up, or one of those zombies with the booting in the face, just to maintain that rhyme a little bit longer. Let's drop this lady here. There we go. And you know what? They wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for that ultra obnoxious sound they continue to make. Let's see. I'm not trying to blind you with the lens flare there. It's just kind of happening. And until we get them all out of the air, I don't feel comfy with swapping over to the machine gun. And so where is this lady at? This horrid lady of the sky. She's just making all kinds of a racket. Let's see if there's anything up on the bridge here, because I think I missed that as well. And so let's take a sprint, a stroll, a leisurely shotgun-filled walk. Oh, she's right overhead. There we go. So we will shoot her crazily and somewhat mightily, although not quite so mightily. This shotgun doesn't seem to get the job done very well in this situation. Hey, ammunition and another helmet, which is good because our armor was looking quite low. We were looking very, very depleted in the armor respect. And so, ooh, and we've got another little amigo over here. Where is he at? He's not leveling any rounds at me just yet. So let me see if I can put a few on you. There we go. My Pinchy friend, Mr. Pinchy. Senor Pinchy, which is my new name for you guys. That is my name for the mob. Oh, and we've got a autocannon over here. I will scoop up your ammo, though, my somewhat burn-victimed friend. We'll grab all of this stuff, because you never know what's coming in the... There he is. Take that. So now leveled and laid low, we continue our walk through the Egyptian suburbs, which seem quite deconstructed, unfortunately. And I'm going to guess that I can walk underneath this guy. Oh no. Not the best place to advance from. If you were putting an ultra secret plan into motion to sneak up on me, that was not the spot from which I would attack. Now, there's a free gun laying over here. And what's better than free guns? I'm an American. I love free stuff. And I also love free guns. I think there was a Pinky in the Brain episode about free t-shirts. Free guns, I feel like, would apply to the same principle.
Nothing says, honey, I'm home, like a stick of dynamite.
Alright.
Honey, I'm home.
Sam's the kind of guy that likes to whistle while he wastes. So let's grab all the stuff sitting around here, obviously. I mean, I always announce that.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Indeed. As a blue jeans wearing machine gun toting individual, I feel like destruction is what we came here for. In fact, I feel like this game would have been much better if it had had destructible environments. Oh my god. A boomstick. Fantastic. So, now that we've got ourselves in a lovely... Yeah! That's what I like to see. I like how the hole in his cranium matches the actual spray of the rounds. Like, the spot where I shoot him is the spot where the hole emerges. I like that very much, although it doesn't appear to be enough for our Nar friends. Oh no, and I got punched. It's okay. I shot his friend. If there's anything that would levy a punch, a returned punch, it would be killing someone's friend. If somebody killed my friend, I'd probably want to punch him too. It's okay. So now that we've got our B-movie actor on and we're just running through spouting groovy and blasting things in the face, there we go. Laid low, or laid high. If I had juggled him a little bit, it would have been laid high, but laid low for now. And I still can't pick up the eyeballs. I've heard that you can throw those eyeballs at hidden stuff that's like up on shelves and things, and the collision will actually work then. Why you can't shoot them out of the area, or you can't shoot them off the ledge then comes to mind, but whatever. We're not going to consider it too heavily. And what in the hell am I being shot at by now? Oh, it's a mini Mr. Pinchy. There we go. We'll get rid of... He's got a weird helmet thing.
Baby. Did someone step on your anthill?
Oh no. So let's hide ourselves over here before we... I'm feeling like we're going to use some heavy ordnance here. We'll wait till he stops, though. See if I can keep myself out of the way of those nasty rocket launchers. Or, I'm sorry, his machine guns. How much damage is that doing? A reasonable amount. He's smart enough to sidestep it, but not smart enough just to walk through the blockade right there. It makes you wonder. Sometimes it makes you wonder. And I'm very much favoring the assault rifle. I'm liking the way that they have it balanced. I'm liking the feel of the ballistics. I'm liking the way in which it connects with the enemies. I do feel as though it is what I want from a gun in this game. And I kind of think there may be something over there that I want. Oh, and we've got more of them coming along. I don't know what they're called, so I'm just going to refer to them as them for now. And good night. Grab that flak vest because I feel like projectiles may be in our near future. Some free rockets. Never turn down free rockets. I always wonder if that thing, you know in Saving Private Ryan where they have the rockets and they hit them on the ground and then they throw them like grenades? I always wondered if that works. Who knows? I don't really know too many World War II veterans, so I wouldn't be able to answer that question. Maybe I could talk to somebody in like the military. My friend got to fire an RPG in boot camp, and that is like the most jealous I've ever been in my life. I've always wanted to fire an RPG. It's dependent on the target too, because I feel like an RPG's coolness would be amplified by the fact that you are aiming it by something explosive, so you're firing an explosive at an explosive. Does that double the explosive capacity? Would that make a double fine explosion? I'd like to think that it would in my perfect world. And, oh no. Okay, so I'm going to get myself clear here and get all the cover that I can for now. And let's get the boomstick and we'll blow his eye out. And keep it true to A Christmas Story. If you play with things like this, you will indeed get your eye put out if you're around me. Take you out and your little friend too. And also if you had a little dog maybe. I don't know. I like dogs though. So I probably wouldn't shoot his dog. I'd probably try and adopt it and then coerce it away from its evil scorpion machine gun ways. Although if I could convert the dog, like if it was like a little terrier, if I could convert it into a little dog with like a machine gun on its back, that seems like it'd be pretty groovy. And that's probably what would happen, like a back-mounted saddle machine gun. Hell yeah. And so down goes another mini Mr. Pinchy. And I have no clue what awaits me in the near future, so I'm just going to keep moving on very slowly, very cautiously, although that's not really the theme of the game. The game seems to encourage you to move forward at a rapid pace, and I was just shooting that window right there just to make a point. Just to let that window know that if at any time it was thinking about spouting a firearm and shooting at me, that I've got rounds for it too. This game does not mess around when it comes to the dispersion of rounds, which is a thing that I very, very much like. And I hear more Nars, so let's get the boomstick out and see if we can get them in a single shot. And there we go. I like the way we timed that one. Where are they pulling those cannonballs on sticks around? They seem to have brought their ball and chain with them, although not in the figurative sense that the rest of us would prefer. Oh no, more mini Mr. Pinchies. Although they seem to have shot their... it seems like they've shot their ballistic rounds a little early, although this time it seems like they're right on course. Get rid of both of them, switch it out, give one to the Nar. I don't know if any of you guys are from California, but if you're from Southern California, it seems like people use the term nar quite frequently because the word gnarly needed to be shortened. It had too many syllables. You couldn't fire it off rapidly, although that's equal syllables if indeed you think about it. Nar and gnarly are the same amount of syllables, so you're not really saving yourself any breath efficiency there, but I'll digress for the time being. And how many mobs can they bring to this fight? It seems like they're being inefficient with their tactical dispersion. Their tactical deployment here seems like it may be a little heavy-handed, and I'm getting shot from behind now, which is my least favorite place to get shot. Although, I already touched on this. If there's a place you had to choose to get shot, I suppose the buttock. Not buttocks plural, I'm not that generous, but the buttock would be the one you would choose. And down with you, and I think you've got another friend over here. Down with you, and then take a little bit of cover here. Use that pillar as my structural friend. Oh my god, they are everywhere. And we'll save one for you too. And I think I can melee those a little. Oh no, they got me flinching there. They got me flinching, so that's two that I owe them. But I'm not obliged to give up. Oh, and that one was using effective use of cover. Is he still there? Where's he at? Either way, we're below 100 health, and we're also lower with the shotgun shells than I would prefer, so we'll just grab those items for now because I think we're on our way out. And it seems like there's a mob in every little alley here, and even after I feel like I've cleared out an alley, it seems like there's another one. And there's something up there that I want very badly, but don't really... Are those cannonballs sitting on top? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. How are you going to stack cannonballs up here? On top of your house, like what is your little tiny office warehouse shanty going to war? Or are we gonna mount a cannon on top of it? Either way, I don't see any effective way to get up there, and you, sir... I'm gonna call shenanigans on that hit because I am a griping gamer, but I'll accept it and move forward. And charge! I like to rush through the bloodshed. I like the shower of slaughter that I get as I maintain my forward velocity in that situation. Oh, and we've got another one up here. Let's see if we can put a couple rockets straight down his throat. I really like the fact that they have deemed me fit to control a rocket launcher. It really shows the lack of planning on the part of my foes that they've allowed me to have this. Like, do they even know who I am? I've got blue jeans on, for Christ's sake. Hey, did those come from behind me? I hope they didn't. No? Alright, nay! Said the horse, the heavily armed Serious Sam horse. I guess it's tough to constrain that one within the confines of the game's lore. I don't think horses have any place here. They don't seem armored enough. I guess you could bring one of those knightly horses with all the armor. One of the more honorable horses. Can an evil horse wear armor? I'd like to think that they can't, because it's a terrifying world we live in. If indeed armored horses can be evil. There we go. And you are firing from too far downfield for me to touch you with a shotgun, so down you go, Mini Mr. Pinchy, with your machine gunnery. And this place seems like, God, this is such a ridiculously large and spread out map that I just know that I'm missing dozens of cool things here. But I just don't have the patience. I just don't have the patience. And so I fell off that one. Let me see if I can get back up there again, just so we can find something during the course of this Let's Play. Anything? Oh, it'll let me up in here, but it won't let me all the way, and I can walk along this, but alas, nothing of use. And also no lasses. Look, it's a lass. How would you know if there was a lass involved with this, and I was like, alas? Would you know whether I was disparaging, or whether I was just claiming that there was a lass on screen? Like, how would you differentiate between the two? I guess I could make it very clear, just not. I could be like, alas! Or maybe she's evil, and it would actually be unfortunate that we found her. So alas, alas, then you'd be even more screwed. But by and by, it looks like we're making it somewhere, and I can already tell just by looking that this is going to be an enormous booby trap. Let me see if I can land a couple hits here, and that didn't look like it took out multiple foes. But I don't know if I should backtrack and fight these and just keep an eye on the balls and chains that they're trying. I won't take your ball and chain. I won't take anybody's ball and chain. I will take my respective ball and chain, but I simply do not have the time, the effort, or the energy for a third. Now, this is really getting out of hand, so I feel like they've run me down, and like a gazelle with a machine gun, I'm feeling a little forlorn and a little nervous right now. I feel like I may get cut to bits during this whole exchange of melee ridiculousness. Oh, good. And now we've got... Oh, there's one behind me, too. I don't know if I missed that one, but it seems possible. Play peekaboo with this mini... God, what is going on? Where are these even coming from at this point? Hey, there's a nook that I can hide in. Speaking of old things that I was discussing 10 minutes ago, looks like we got a little bit of health here too. And I could probably use explosives to my best abilities right here since I am pipelining these little buggers, but since we're trapped, we're gonna have to make a stand, and it is what it is. So come what may, come what may. Oh no. There we go. And we just do not have the health left to scrap with anything further. And so I'm going to take a moment and backtrack, and hopefully there is some kind of provision here, because we are hurting, guys. We are hurting real bad. And until we get that remedied, it's going to continue hurting. And there may have been a larger climax there that you were waiting for, but nope, I got nothing. If it doesn't stop hurting, it's going to keep hurting. It's the best I got. In times of panic, it can be difficult to come up with metaphors and figurative sayings. Looks like I can duck through here. Hey, there we go. A secret. All right. A minigun. How come that hasn't been bequeathed upon me? I would very much like a minigun if there is one in the vicinity. But I've noticed this game doesn't give you bullets for things that are actually readily available. They seem to give you things, and then you just kind of hold on to them, unless I'm missing way more secrets than I think I am. And I don't see any healing items, so we may be forced to sally forth on the limited provisions that we've been provided. Unfortunately, so, you know, I guess we will just roll with the punches, and we'll make this even more heroic. And that one was why were you there? Like, hey, he was there to serve as a reminder that there were indeed secret medical kits, and it's amazing how you ever notice how quickly medical kits actually work in games? Like, healing doesn't work like that. Although I've heard that they're like, I've heard people complain about the red eye thing. Like, you know, in some shooters when you get shot up, like there's that red ring that forms around the edges of the map, or the edges of the view screen. I've heard people complain about that, but I knew well, I didn't know, but I heard a story from a cop that got shot in the head. And he said that as he was falling to the ground, he was like, oh shit, I've been shot in the head. Like, he made full realization of what had happened. But as he was falling to the ground, he survived, by the way. So this is a happy ending, and he did, like, shoot the criminal that shot him. Like, he returned fire, so he went down, like, badass, like, basically Greco-Roman style. Like, he went down pretty much Chuck Norris style, having been shot in the head. He also laid low his foe. But he said that his actual view did kind of turn red and kind of come in from the outsides of his, I guess, proverbial screen. So I guess that is a real thing that happens. I mean, I can't confirm or deny outside of that one testament that I've heard. But I don't know. Maybe it's got a specific name in biology or in medical science. And these are forerunners. I'm going to try and stay the hell away from whatever firing radius these guys would have. I don't know if that's his crotch, but I'm going to shoot him in it. And it does not seem to have nearly the effect that shooting in the crotch would have on me. Were I shot in the crotch, that would have stopped my advance quite quickly. But it doesn't seem to work on scorpions, so maybe their biology functions a little differently, and you, sir, may have a point-blank rocket. And they are just amazingly accurate. Maybe they're just using spray and pray. I could be wrong. And that right gun is still exposed. Damn, damn, damn. He will, however, receive several more rockets.
How do you like me now?
Well, substantially less considering they're dead and unable to formulate any type of response. Any type of emotional response has been nullified by the deadness factor. So let's continue forward. And I realize that may have been somewhat of a Sheldon Cooper answer to the whole thing, but it's the only answer I had. Get you, and where's your amigo? Or zombie amiga? I'm not sure. One or the other, if we're to be politically correct here. I don't see anything down that way, so I'm going to continue scrounging. I'm going into DayZ mode. I'm going into scavenger mode, trying to look around here and see if there's anything substantial that I'd like to hold on to, but I don't see it. So let's continue to move forward, and it seems like they've put forth some type of initiative to re-equip me after that large battle, which I do appreciate. Getting that armor back up to a somewhat acceptable... You know what? You can't hide over there from me, buddy. I see you. I see all. At least that's what I'd like to convince my enemies, is that I see all and I know all. I am both omniscient and omnipresent, maybe. I'm omnipresent. Really? Are they behind me? Okay, they're not behind me, so at least I don't have to worry about that. And given this strange Renaissance-style combat smoke that's surrounding the area, I'm a little terrified to stand my ground. But we can take out a substantial grip of these guys each time we fire a round. Oh good, we've got projectiles now. Let's just add insult to injury. Let's just add mayhem to misery here. And now there's things that I'm having to dodge. So it looks like we've got a spider beast over here. Come any closer, buddy, and you will fall victim to my amazing thunder thrust. I don't know if I can melee those, and sincerely I'd rather not try. I'm just gonna let them live and let live for now. Oh god. Alright, and so after we clear off this scene, it's probably where I'm gonna break off the episode, because we are running a little long, and I am going to have to keep this one slightly in check because of YouTube upload limits, and also the limits of my render drive. I just can't store huge files like I wish I could. Maybe someday, but not at the moment. And I may be severely lacking in machine gun rounds if I continue this. So let's break out the boomstick for a couple minutes and just see what we can handle. Just go straight Bruce Campbell on all these guys. Have you guys seen the new... the new remake? Let's see here. Drop him. Any more? Any more? Yes. Quite a few more. So let's just continue shooting and scooting. And that one I knew I was going to take damage on. We have no way to create a gap between those. You can out-sprint them slightly, but I don't want to give ground here. I don't want to give the impression that I'm terrified of what may happen. There we go. And so now they are down. God, look at them all. Weave! Serpentine! Serpentine! Maintain an S-like pattern. It's the only way. I always hated that. I had a teacher when I was like in grammar school who was like, if there's a W and an H, you have to say Haway. Like, and I just never agreed. No, that's too much for me. Haway? Are you serious? Hawale? Hawitch? This is far too much effort. Why can't we just use a W sound? I mean, clearly there's a W there. If we wanted the H first, why didn't we just put the H first? Like, why isn't it spelled H-W-A-L-E if we wanted to spell Hawale? Like, clearly that's how we would have spelled it. But obviously at a certain point we decided that was inefficient. So why are you forcing me into this course of action? Why? Why, teacher, why? I'm like, well, that's 'cause that's what the curriculum says. Sure. If we want to stay confined in our ways of thinking. So we've got him right there. Let me give him... Yeah. You're too far away to actually do anything to me. So eat rocket. There we go. So he's down now. Anything over here? I don't see any destructible walls or anything of interest, but I do hear the moaning, the telltale moaning of our zombie friends, our undead amigos, our undead compadres. So let's save a round or two for them. Oh good, I missed one. He was standing in the darkness in there. Great. And I will indeed take all of this. That's amazing. That is such a great feeling, hearing the clicks and pops of a merry load being loaded, I guess. A merry handful of ammunition being stuffed mightily into a firearm. Looks like this is kind of the bug area. It'd be kind of interesting if all these areas were kind of segued off or kind of divided off, and these were all like little alien gangs and they all didn't like each other. Maybe for future storylines we'll see them all fight one another, but for now I'm going to have to assume that they're all perfectly fine with each other. They have figured out somehow to live in harmony. Zombie, alien bug thing, and also large strange machine gun toting scorpion. And since I've got infinite rounds for this, and I think they neglect to fire at me if I'm after a certain range, so let's space out the shots. It's taking too long. My thirst for blood requires me to continue firing. Anything over here hiding behind the rubble? Nope. Alright, and so I think we're good. I'm going to call this episode off right here. This is going to be the first half of our mission playthrough, and so I'll see you guys in the next couple minutes in the second half of the playthrough.